Hello, everyone. We are the marketing class of 2020, and we are working with the Climate and Water Consortium down at New Mexico Tech. And we have 12 big slides with questions to answer.
Okay, so the first one would be who our target purchasers are, or our target clients are. So it would be ranchers, hunters, the news weather forecast person, and the climate change enthusiasts. Okay, so the CWC will be distributing this information by models, PowerPoints, by the newspaper, and by TV.
So for question 3, it's what is the marketing strategy to maximize the commercial success of your product? So for this, the market strategy would be to expand its services in how we advertise the product or service. In this case, is not to change the income generated by donations, or is to change the income generated by donations. So the best way to do this is to promote this business as much as possible. Specifically within New Mexico, there's a lot of positive outcomes for this. That could be, this could generate positive attitudes towards the Climate and Water Consortium and enhance their image to gain more customers, as well as evaluate and measure which promotion technique has worked the best. So for question 4, it's what are the user acquisition strategies for this product? And this is just asking what would stand in the way. I think the only thing standing in the way of this business is that they're not heavily advertised. And some ways to implement that would be just to create careful marketing plans, to create a budget to implement which type of advertising that they wish to utilize, and choosing a program that can track changes for these promotions to see if there's a positive or negative change in the advertisements. The downfall with this service is that it is donation based, and the good thing is that many advertising options available are free and of little cost nowadays.
So I will talk about some user retention strategies for this organization. So outrage with weather stations and wanting to provide more schools that do not have them. Implementing weather into more curriculum to educate younger generation of the importance of weather through understanding and comprehension of the weather situations is needed. Dr. Fuchs is writing a book on science of weather and is teaching students that are interested in how weather operates, that are teachers that want to further their education. So going directly to ranchers is just not worthwhile to retain people's attention because of cost, time, and communication. And how will our organization be monetized? It'll be monetized through donations, sending emails to others for donations, and it'll be as a tax write-off, so that's a benefit. To make analysis for how possibly monetize partnership with Walmart if and when the organization becomes large enough, and to start a GoFundMe or start a crowd raising for money from those that may be interested. Thank you.
Hi. So for question 7, we're talking about what are the degrees required in order to recoup costs that were spent on advertising the product? Well, we don't have a product. So one way that we could interpret this is that $20,000, well, anything less than $20,000 is enough for us to educate schools and younger students on climate change and how it affects the world. So that would be a target for having less than $20,000, but having more than it will provide us for being able to have assessments, better assessments for the organization to perform on New Mexico, to acquire better equipment for us. So the goal is $20,000, around there. Anything that's more would help New Mexico, while anything less will still be used not in a more efficient way, but more educational way in helping the younger generations understand more about climate change. And it's kind of falls to question 8 too about how were the targets being set in order to generate revenue. Like I said, we don't have a product, so one way that we use targets management is we it will not generate revenue, but we use the money to develop a weather app. A weather app will be used to educate other people around the whole world and around the states about exactly what these consortiums do and how they could better help the environment and their lives as well.
So my question is, what other achievements and milestones are being worked in conjunction with your product? Some milestones would be to become more visible to potential users, have a connection to the media, and raise money to provide better weather forecasts and assessments. What differentiates our product from our competitors' products is our competitors are big research centers that provide information on a bigger scale. They would be able to do it better and in finer detail for the area of New Mexico. Another competitor might be people who use climate change as an excuse to make money while not knowing what they're talking about. As they are not scientists.
The target regions for where our product and service will be most actively marketed and sold. The basic idea is to really use the climate as an excuse to sell products and to raise money. There are experts and scientists that know what the science is behind climate change. These particular scientists don't talk to regular people, only the small community around them knows exactly what they are researching and doing. So their goal is to actually get it out to the public and not just their small community. One of the goals is to get out to the legal world so they can move on to the real world and to raise awareness on the climate to the bigger region and world. There are many farmers here in New Mexico alone, so their research and information can help the farmers to know what they can do better for their land so that their crops will do better and persevere. When farmers know about the climate, it helps them all around because then they know what they are dealing with and what they need to do. The role our company and other partners play in the marketing and commercialization of our product and service is the company is the University of Tech, and we plan to go through the media for marketing. The younger generation has access to all sorts of different types of social media, and they can all be used to get our research across to the world. A few things we can do are writing newspaper articles, creating advertisements for weather stations, writing social posts, when something is going to happen or when something is currently occurring. Our company knows all of the math and physics behind all of the weather and climate changes, and that is what keeps it pretty interesting because it always is changing. Stats are very critical when it comes to the weather, and that is what needs to be released to the public as well. This collaboration with our company and the younger generation can be really beneficial to the company because all generations will be able to access information in a way that they can understand. A goal for us is to try to get a petition started to get weather stations or classes in the elementary, middle, and the high schools so that we as humans can have the opportunity to be educated on this subject at a young age or really at any time in our lives.
So the CWC is a higher education institution, research center, and STEM consortium. The customer needs of this organization are for knowledge about climate and weather. The CWC would like to apply their knowledge and research to real-life people who need their information. So by the year of 2040, if nothing is done about the climate change, the cost will be $3.4 billion. And the cost regarding flood and storm damage will be $181 million. So the biggest barriers the CWC has is to actually get the organization out there because with only 20 members of this organization, there is no knowledge. Nobody really knows about it.
Some of the ways that we have come up with to help the CWC is advertising through shopping carts, mainly at places like Whole Foods and Sprouts, where I feel like they would reach their target demographics a little bit better. Another big way to help them would be to work with the New Mexico Game and Fish Department. This would help them with their agricultural needs as well as where the rivers are the highest for the best fishing in the state of New Mexico. The more water we have, the greater the fishing is, as well as the greater the grazing for our animals. Accepting an intern through Facebook would be another option. An intern through Facebook would be able to create them a social media ad where they'd be able to reach more of their target demographics. This social media ads also work to be able to reach different types of educational institutions. There's also a program called WIOA that will help them gain their Facebook intern as well as give them a greater platform to be more known about. Another great way to be able to reach audiences is through movie theater ads. There's a lot of people that go to the movies and they'd be able to reach a much greater population. Another great way to be able to reach their advertising goals is to offer job shadows with high schools and colleges. They would get students in there that could then go back and talk about what they've learned with their classmates, as well as with some of their instructors being able to spread their knowledge a little bit thicker. That is all I have for you guys for today. My name is Megan, and thank you for watching.
And my name is Alondra Mijares, and thank you for watching.
My name is Sarah Folks, and thank you for watching.
I'm Jorge Romero, and thanks for paying attention.
My name is Angelina Garcia. Thank you for watching.
My name is Jaden Scholander. Thank you for watching.
My name is Savannah Padilla. Thank you for watching.
We made it, guys. 12:21.
Let's go, boys. I was dying because